married at the product of a baby or STD. You get mad at the behavior, and now you have to do damage control. So you channel your energy in that direction. Because one thing for certain actions are going to produce certain results. But you can't fly off the handle at the results. You fly off the handle at the actions. Well, what was you doing X, Y, and Z at this time of night, at this age? And you could be the most strict parent. However, a child is going to want to do whatever they want to do because they have that free will to do it. But have conversations. That don't mean you take your hands totally off them and say, oh, they up to themselves, go fend. No, take the initiative, have a conversation. Talk to them. Have conversations. Because they might not like the hollering and screaming and the boundaries and the punishments and the rules and the curfews. But they'll remember the conversation. They'll remember the love. They'll remember the fear. There is a healthy fear you can put in your child. And so when you realize that, even when it comes to touch, you need to help them to understand the world. Because they'll go out being thirsty and needy and get into foolery that even now they could turn around and look at themselves and say they wish they never got into it. But they was at a vulnerable state. They was at a negative balance in their love bank, in their emotional bank, in their mental bank. They had no one pouring into them. And yes, educationally, they go to school every day, but no one's pouring into those other realms. And so you, dear mom, dear dad, need to take the initiative to also handle that area too. Yes, things are getting out of control. Yes, the TV is making them open to a lot of things. And so you need to run according with the times. Meaning you need to take the extra initiative and have conversations with them before the world does. Educate them before the world does. Teach them boundaries before the world does. Because one thing about a child's innocence, once it's gone, it's gone. And so if you could play a part in helping them preserve their bodies, preserve their hearts, their minds, then do that. Do that. That's the cost. That's the cost it is to be a parent, to be effective and a loving parent. This is why I exhaled, so you don't misinterpret what I said. This is why. Because affirmation and touch are very heavy topics when it comes to the Dear Mommy, Dear Daddy letter. These two things are the pendulum to how focused they are. If they have a healthy balance of both of these, that will help them manage the other things that's going on. And so I charge you with working on these two things throughout the school year, not just in the beginning, but throughout. Because they're vital. They're vital in giving them structure. And let me say this, dear mommy, dear daddy. I'm not saying be the strictest parent. However, a child tends to respect, in the end, the parent that plays the part of building rules and boundaries and structure with them. They tend to respect them more. They might not emotionally like it up front, the boundaries and the structure, but let me tell you, there hasn't been a kid that I haven't implemented structure to that they haven't turned around and said thank you. Because their emotions will get the best of them, even become their worst enemy, and make them feel like they don't have to listen to the things that they really need. However, reason will kick that out and allow them to say, dang, that is so true. The structure is so necessary. The rules make sense and are only to protect me. And so, to parents that are lenient and thinking that you got to have loose boundaries, a child will respect you more as a mother and father when you have structure and standards and boundaries and rules for them, within the relationship, helping them to identify the world and deal with things. I'm glad we covered this, because it charges me, it charges others to not just grow as individuals, but grow as parents. Be more effective. Be more effective. And extend grace. Because you have to remember, you once were a kid. And you once responded certain ways. And you know what pulled you back and what didn't. And you know which child, now that you're a parent, which child has your same tendencies. So if you know that, you know how to tend to them. And if they don't have your tendencies, you dwell with them with understanding, so you do know, so you can respond accordingly. I encourage you. I encourage you to be present. Be present in both affirmation and touch for this school year 2018-2019. This concludes part 2 of the Dear Mommy, Dear Daddy letter. And this closes out the first half of the Back to School series. You have over the weekend, Labor Day, to really think, ponder, and act accordingly after listening to this. Me too, because like I always state, as you grow, I grow, and we grow together. And they're about to start school. So you strap on your title as mom, dad, guardian, and you play your part. Because you're an active participant. Welcome to 2018-2019 school year. Tune in next week for the second half of Back to School. This closes out the first half with Life Coaching with Inc. on ER, Emotional Response Podcast.